Today, I am with the funniest man out of Chicago, out of the Windy City. And I'm not talking about D. Ray Davis. I'm not talking about Deion Cole. I'm not talking about any of them. No disrespect to them. But I'm talking about, I got my brother Ray Grady here, and I am so excited to have Ray here. What it do, bro?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, brother. You know, hey, I like the hat. I like the set, man. This is dope, man. This is my first time on your podcast. So everybody we knowing, we dummy ducking. That's dope.
Man, it's a new situation, but like they say, mi casa, su casa. Like, my house is your house, brother.
As they say, gracias.
Yeah, so we're gonna eat some tacos after this.
All day, all day, all day.
No, but man, it's you've been my friend for a while, man, and it's not too often in this world that we exist in this entertainment industry that you connect with genuine people. Most of the time, they got ulterior motive or agenda, and they're looking for something. But when you meet with someone and you connect, and you deal with each other on each other's time, but it's always a mutual respect. I just thank you for being a real brother like that. It's not common in this world that we live in.
Appreciate it, man. No, I mean, I try to tell anybody, I had, growing up in Chicago, my dad and mom used to always tell me, it's three people in the world you'll tell, your life story to, and that's the person that prepares your food, the person that deals with your clothes, and the person that deals with your hair. So she is our mutual, Barbara. Everybody that was around him, and he was just like, yo, this is the dude, this is the other dude, and then, he was one of those guys, he was just always like, yo, mess with Jaime, he's solid dude. I was like, man, I want to get something done, or he was like, hey, man, he costly now, you got to wait. I was like, all right, bet. Maybe I got to get my jokes up. I really got to get my TV appearances up, but you've always, you always gave like a straightforward, eye-to-eye man contact conversation every time. So I was like, yo, he's solid.
And I pride myself on it. My mother used to say, it don't cost you nothing to be nice, but it's really expensive to be mean. So I've always wanted to treat people like I want to be treated. So that's coming with a mutual respect. So when we connected, man, we connected. And, Chicago's another one of those real cities in the United States. So a lot of times dudes from L.A. that are really born and raised L.A., we rock with Chicago. Chicago dudes here, we rock with Chicago. It ain't too many other places we rock, but we rock with Chicago because we got a lot of similarities. Like you think of, a lot of the gangs and the culture that is here in Los Angeles is connected to the culture from Chicago. So we really start doing your history and pulling back the layers. We got more in common than we got different.
Very true. Only difference is Chicago gang members, they don't care what team it is on their hat. Versus you come to L.A., y'all took all the baseball teams. I don't know what it is about that's another episode. I was like,
only thing is, like fraternities and everything have their logos and they have their things that they promote. I just think that in our culture, we took what we enhanced what Chicago was doing, and we put our own spin on that same thing. So I wouldn't even say enhance. I just say we put the California swag on it. And the California swag was, you just be careful when you wear a hat that it might not be rooting for the team that you cheer for. It might be rooting for a team that you don't want to see.
Another neighborhood. That was my first time when I got here in 08. It was during the NBC writer's strike, Jaime. And when I kid you not, bro, the first thing J. Anthony Brown let me, actually get a home club where I could just perform.
Oh, what was the name of his club that he had?
J-Spot.
The J-Spot.
So when I got here, January of 2008, NBC, all the writers, everybody was going like haywire, and then here I come through, slip through the cracks. And then when I actually got the opportunity to meet OG, I came in as a patron. I didn't come in as a comedian.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So everybody I didn't know the LA comedians until the New York comics was coming through. Big Leslie Jones, Mike Yard, Talent, Capone. They was like, they go Grady. And so they kind of blew my cover. And he was like, hey, man, why didn't you tell me he was a comedian? I was like, you wouldn't believe me. And so he was just like, well, where you live at? I said, well, I actually stay on my cousin's couch in Baldwin Hills. And he said, hey, I'll give you a ride to the crib. He said, well, let me just show you what to do. Don't wear no white T-shirts. Don't come on my stage with no white T-shirt. And don't wear, and he just gave me the Seattle Mariners hat. He gave me the socks, Cubs.
I'm just
Bears.
shocked that J. Anthony Brown, being an older dude, was even aware of those parts of the neighborhood. So that speaks to him.
Well, I'll put it to you like this: if you notice, you from the inner city, just
Yeah.
like all of us, gangsters is everywhere,
Oh man, all ages too.
and gangsters like to have fun.
Mm.
Regardless, they tear up, but the what you want to call it, their release is joining with each other. So when they go to the comedy club, the gangsters is in the club.
Stay in the club. That's why you got to be careful who you cracking on.
So I'll definitely tell my side of it. I'm not the comic to pick on no one in the audience. I'm with you. I'm like, you having a good time, OG? I'm with you. I don't do because I think when comics do that, Jaime, to me, they don't have material. So Mr. Brown, he watched me. He was like, hey, you're going to be my host every Friday. I was like, for real? He was like, you're going to do the 10 o'clock show. Ron G has the 8 o'clock. You're going to do the 10 o'clock show. And he
That's
said,
funny that you say when they go after the audience, that means they don't have material. That's interesting. Now I'm thinking back of all the comedians and comedy shows I've been to, and I know some people that they base their whole show when they're hosting after going after the audience.
Yeah, and because, it's we call it crowd work now, but 25 years in the game, we'll be like, you ain't got no jokes. You don't have no jokes. You ain't wrote, because the audience don't know that it's new material, Jaime. The comic knows. So J. Anthony Brown recognized, he was like, yo, man, I've seen you. And when he gave me the job, I really need a job.
So you attribute him as giving you your roots here in Los Angeles?
Absolutely.
Like he's the first person?
1,000%. 1,000%. My best friend was a fashion designer in New York City. He heard about NBC having, the writer's strike, and he was like, Grady, you right, and flew me here on a one-way ticket. And he said, whatever you got to do to stay there,
Stay there.
Stay there. And it's, 18 years now?
It's just crazy how you hear about people taking chances and stepping out on faith and trying something different. And it's amazing when it works, because it doesn't always work, but it's amazing how it works. But it's also how bad you want it.
I think what happened too, OG, here's the difference. I'm from an era where being funny isn't instant. You have to earn that. Like, I remember the cats that you named, the Deion Coles, the D-Ray. Let me tell you, man, as a new comic in 2001, bro, if Deion or D-Ray is in the office, which is the comedy club, don't you dare go over and speak to him. Spot your ass in the corner and wait till they point and tell you to come here and sit down. Then go perform.
Oh, really?
That hierarchy at its best. That's why comedy sucks now.
Oh, really?
No, you don't speak to them. You don't speak to them. Little Rail, everybody. Grady, get your ass over there and wait till hey, come here. Go open the door.
Oh, wow.
So you get the hazing. You get it. It ain't like you're not funny. It ain't like nobody's putting
it ain't disrespectful.
It's just like you ain't shit. Remember that. We say you, and then you get the mic.
But then once they stamp you,
That's actually the worst.
It's worse when they
stamp you. You can only work when they say you can. See, I'm a politician, OG. Politicians, I go mess with you. I mess with E. I mess with the studio. I'm not under nobody's camp. A lot of times, that's frowned upon because no one can say he's with me.
You're a free agent.
I'm a free agent, OG.
And no one can't say that they made you.
All day. But I would say who gave me opportunity. J. Anthony Brown, Bill Bellamy, Kevin Hart, Earthquake. I can go on. But Chicago, let me tell you, a comic could not, if you say, hey, I'm a new comic or 2 years, they can listen to your diction. We listen to diction like, he wanted to, okay. Then if the ones that's like crowd work, he want to talk to the women, you'll never get stage time.
That's crazy, man.
See, Chicago is a hub, OG. Chicago used to have 14 comedy clubs. That's why we the funniest.
Like I think about D.C. D.C. is above
nowhere. No, everybody's beneath Chicago. We're the top.
So like where Philly is known for boxing.
That's Chicago. New York is huge. It's a melting pot. But if I take you to a week in New York, you done pretty much heard all the comics jokes, because every comic got a Hispanic joke, a Caribbean joke, a West Indian joke, an African joke. You be like, oh, I done heard all of them. You go to Chicago, you like, where's all? Oh, this a South Side dude. This the East.
So you get your chops from there, like,
Yeah.
and you really get chops, and you get exposed to different styles of comedy.
You get brutal honesty from my city. You get brutal honesty in New York. I'll give you $1. Let's make a bet. If you tell me what's the life expectancy of a comedian when he gets on stage, from his name being called to him grabbing the mic, how long you think the crowd rocks with him or be like, we ain't listening to him? What's life expectancy?
I think in the first minute.
30 seconds.
Yeah, the first minute, I think you know whether or not you're gonna like the person or not. And I think it takes that, yeah. And then once they turn off of you,
that's it. Get off.
Yeah, and you can't come back from that.
No, you can't, man. So when I got here, everybody was click. They was clicked up. I'm with Jamie. I'm with Earthquake. I'm with Kevin. I'm with what's the OG name? Martin. I'm with Eddie. I didn't go to no parties. I stayed in my cousin. He let me stay on his couch right there across the street from Simply Wholesome.
Oh wow.
I would catch.
That's View Park. That ain't Bone Hills. That's View Park. Yeah.
Well,
you was in the Overhills.
There you go. Right there, bro. The 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
He used to let me walk. I walk from his apartment, walk to 7-Eleven, get my little noodles, peanut butter. That's how I ate.
Oh wow.
So I ate what you call it? It was ramen noodles, peanut butter, had my little Pepsi or whatever. And then when he'd be like, hey man, I'm going to the Popeyes, he let me get the burrito.
Yeah.
I give him $20, and he buy me 20 of them joints. And I just save them.
And that was
my meal. Every day.
Dope. But look, we jumped ahead of ourselves.
No.
We jumped ahead of ourselves.
We comics. I mean, I'm a comic.
I want to find out first.
Go ahead.
Who was this kid in Chicago that dared to have a dream to be where they're at now? Like, who was the young man in Chicago that made you the person that you are?
Oh, you talking about Ray Ray? You talking about Ray Ray? You have
I want to know about Ray Ray. I want to know about Ray Ray. So who was Ray Ray? Was Ray Ray the class clown? Like most comedians are people that are into comedy, are writers. They're so creative that their brains just work and they say all kind of colorful things, and that what makes them attractive. Was that you, or was it the shy dude? Like, who was this Ray Ray?
Well, Ray Ray was the kid that I tried to get on with everybody, Jaime. I didn't try to do I didn't see color, I didn't see race. Everybody, we kids. Even from kindergarten on, I'm cool with everybody. I might look mean now because I'm older, but I was always friendly. I was always friendly with everybody. What's up, man? What's up, man? So whatever I had, you had. You didn't have no money. Hey, we going to the store. We gonna split $1 on penny candy. You got 50 pieces of penny candy. I got 50. That's $1. You know what I'm saying? So when I started, I would just see cats in school, 3rd, 4th grade, try to emulate certain things that you would think were funny, and I'm like, they don't have the cadence. They don't have it like something.
But even as a kid, we recognize cadence.
Well, because if you look at, let's use this term when people be like, I got money, but you can't buy aura. The aura don't come with the class. There you go, right? So a cat that was like, he didn't have a father, I did. I never dissed him because he didn't. I was like, well, you just use my daddy.
Yeah, that's where I was.
It's better that way, right? So my mother didn't let friends spend the night over. I could only go over my aunt's crib, and I grew up around elders.
We grew up in the same way, though. That's
you know what I'm saying. So I got funny being on punishment. So my whole high school, I was on punishment. I didn't get off until.
What was you on punishment for, bro? Like,
you
what kind of stuff was you on punishment
I would be breakdancing in the hallway. I would sing "We Are the World." I would recite movies. I would hear Red Fox voice in Harlem Nights. I would say it. And then the teachers would, I'll get my thing was I used to always tell the teachers, if you don't get them in control, don't let me get them because you're going to lose them. And so then this fascination came with the gangs. And the gangs was like, yo, we like dude. And then,
they took interest in you.
Yeah.
And how did that go? How did you navigate between not fully engaging in that direction and sort of staying the course of the direction that you were going? Or did they, I know like in my neighborhood, a lot of the OGs, when they saw talent in you, they'd be like, no, he ain't with that. He ain't on that kind of time. Did they protect you?
Yeah. All day. And then on top of that, I had a sister that was solid in the street, and she did hair, but the gangsters respected her. And my father was one of those dudes back in the day when drug dealers hated real men. My father was a manly man, so when he pull that shit in front of their house. Don't have it in front of here. He would let my sister, he would let the leash not go that far, but it was like, go ahead.
So she can learn her own lessons.
Yeah.
Because if you take the lessons away, they'll never grow.
So all the gang chiefs that was at that time were the big drug boys, they had respect for my sister. So when they was just like, oh, you in it. Like regardless, you in it. So then once he actually, Larry Hoover, we was doing the campaigning for Century 21 to get him off of.
Yeah, I went to Morris Brown with his son.
There you, little Larry.
Yeah.
So we was all, that was '91, man. So I think every time the gangsters always like, man, we like him, man. Bring him in, and you just develop relationships from there. And never sold drugs. They never tried to, none of that. And because that wasn't the move.
But tell me this, like for me,
mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily the dark parts of it that attracted me. For me, what attracted me to the streets was the brotherhood.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I wasn't by myself, and I knew that I had however many people were, and it wasn't the whole neighborhood. You always had a certain group that you rock with.
2-3 blocks, yeah, 2-3 blocks.
And even with them 2-3 blocks, you had 5 to 10 True. That was really your man 100 grand that was your everydays. Mm-hmm. Then you had a whole nucleus, but I think what attracted me was just the power that comes with being associated with other people and knowing that if something happens, we all gonna ride for each other because it was something that was missing. So I think that when we got that, it sort of fulfilled me. But then I love the fact that the dudes that were around me prevented me from going too far.
Yeah. And because it's almost like you said, if he recognized, if the guy older than you, because if let's say you 16, he ain't number 19.
Yeah. And he your big homie, but he's just 2 years older than you.
2 years older than you, right? So he come on from detention center.
But he jumped off the porch a little earlier, so he knew the game.
He knew the game, right? So then when you look at it, here's a guy that he's 20 and he has 50 kids up under him. 50 kids. Everybody different shapes and sizes, different mindsets, different ideas, different. And to be I'm not going to say the gang, but to be, who Larry represent, you had to have a certain GPA. You had to go to school.
It was really on that kind of time. Like he really was adamant about education and being the best version of yourself that you could be.
Listen, I can go in Chicago and take you and be like, won't nothing happen to you around this time or in these areas, long as you was about self. With growth and development, that's what that means. It don't mean the other.
And that's where the 5 was born.
No, 6.
Oh, it's the 6 in Chicago. It's here in L.A., they said they took it from a certain group in Chicago, and they took it and they do the 5. And the 5 are freedom, justice, liberty. It's the whole 5 that goes into the whole 5 points.
Well, we love life, loyalty, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's what we are. See what I'm saying? So we had 16 principles and things like that. But the basis of it was you protect yours. You just clean your neighborhood up. Hey, man, if he good, hey, put protection around him. These kids going to school, we doing this, we doing outreach, we doing cleanup, we doing nutrition, we doing fitness and health. A lot of cats don't, it ain't about no drug shit. It wasn't about no drug shit.
But if Chicago is based on that, my whole time, me growing up, I went to the Ever Black Mall. And the Ever Black Mall, it was
Evergreen Plaza.
I call it Ever Black because when I went from Los Angeles, it was worse than the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Mall. It was worse than the Fox Hill Mall because if you wasn't on your if you weren't paying attention, they would take advantage of you. It was pretty bad. So my thing is, if they were so conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it like the murder capital of the United States for years and years?
I'll tell you. You the OG.
Yeah.
He the OG. He the OG. He the OG. Every April, there's an indictment list. All you OGs is on it. You take the head, the body suffers. Easy. So they giving cats football numbers. 83 years, 75 years. What you think he gonna do? What you think they finna do?
It's like when you talk about Jeff Ford
Yeah.
and Larry Hoover and all those guys, and you see the fate that they reached. It was because of the influence that
And
they
they
had.
was actually friends.
Oh,
They were friends, man. These are country boys. These are Mississippi dudes. These are friends, man. Remember, they children at the time.
Yeah.
So gang banging, I'll tell any dude, if he's not a street historian, gang banging actually is a derivative of the Black Panther Party.
I agree with that.
So if you're going to talk whether you a Stone, whether you a Blood, Gangster Disciple, Crip, you actually part of that fraction.
Because it was developed to protect your community.
All day. So when COINTELPRO, thanks to J. Edgar Hoover, we getting out of that. So it's different. So let me tell you something, man. I remember before I told jokes, I used to be a cable installer, right?
I could imagine you walking in my house talking about trying to sell me a plan.
But I can't do the plan because I'm there to do the wiring.
Oh,
I'm the
but
technician.
I can imagine you coming in the house and I'd be like, man, what you doing in here, man? Because I just can't see you as the cable guy. You know that TV show, The Cable Guy?
Oh, man, listen. Let me tell you something. If you ever, no BS, if you ever want to learn anything about business, get with the telecommunications. FCC does not BS. It's to steal illegal cable. You get 7 years fair time and the fine is $250.
Oh, really?
Oh no, they not playing, bro. I dare a dude steal cable and
So the other day in my neighborhood, they stole the copper out of something and it ended up like shutting off everybody's internet. Like,
because that's the connector.
Yeah. So whoever get caught doing that, they in some trouble.
He in trouble, bro.
Oh, wow.
So the cousins, they'd be like, oh, Ray, you do cable? I'm like, get the package. I'll come do the inside. But I'm not stealing it. Don't call me. I'm not doing it. But it was, so my point was, they had cats that was from Michoacan and Guadalajara, and they would move them to Chicago. See, Chicago is a very, very segregated city, okay? The Mexicans stay over there.
Yeah.
We over here. The Irish, whites.
The Italian, everybody got their corner.
This is what it is, right? So my man, Wu, he went to Gage Park. Gage Park was blacks and Hispanic. That's a gang-banging high school. So he said, Grady, man, they looking for a trainee. I said, well, let me just do the trainee position. Let me just go ahead. I'll just train the Mexicans. Let me get them. Give me a. So I see the guy, I'm looking at the tattoo that he drew of his mother's face on his forearm. And Jaime, I'm like, oh, that is beautiful. Not knowing he with the opposite gang that I'm a part of. Not knowing it. So,
I mean, but were you affiliated like that to where it was go on enemies? Or
I'll put it to you like this. No,
that's what I'm saying. I can't see you as that dude that's go.
No. I was just saying, like, true gangsters know, like, oh, he walk like a stone. He walk like
you
GD.
know what they are.
Yeah, you just could tell his body language, you hear his conversation, right? So if you went to Chicago and I said, Jaime, let me show you something. Let's watch the brothers. Let's watch all the Black P Stones. Let's watch the Vice Lords and the Foes. Quiet. They're very quiet. GDs, BDs, loud as son of a bitch. They crack. But then my aura is of theirs. I'm not loud. I'm with them. Because if we bullshit, why are we talking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why are you bringing heat to the mob? Like you said, when you was talking about Ever Black, all GDs.
Oh, all GDs. Yeah, it was turned too.
All GDs at that moment, right?
Yeah.
All GDs at that moment. Yeah. And you would have never been there with somebody else. Yeah. All Gangster Disciples was at Evergreen, okay? So I talked to the guy about getting a tattoo. He says, yeah, man, cool. He invited me to his crib or whatever, bro. Jaime. And I mean, like, this is a no-no. Guess what he was? He was a Latin king.
Oh, wow.
Latin king hate GDs.
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Tattooed me to this day, 25 years.
Oh, really?
He said, because I like you. I like you.
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's about being a man, and it's not about.
Some people just
it's
don't
not
like
about,
just because you're part of it. That's the difference.
But I never forget. It was a dude that I worked out in the gym for like a whole year. We met each other in the gym, and we would work out together. And then one day I see him outside the gym. He had a short sleeve shirt on, and he had the neighborhood I grew up in whacked out on his arm. And I'm looking, and I was like, bro, why you didn't tell me? He's like, because you my friend, man, and I never should have got that. Like, I want to get it taken off, but this is where I'm from, and I didn't want it to be an issue. And I was like, that's love, though, to me, when you could say, I'm looking past all this stuff that I've been brainwashed to believe, because all of it is nonsense in the first place. But then when you start really realizing, it was like, man, now I got a homeboy for life, because he never told me that he was, because if I'd have saw that, I'd have been automatically like, oh, yeah, I can't rock with him. But I've never had the opportunity to get to know him.
Let me tell you how life works, man. When you put out good energy and it comes back, right?
It's a boomerang.
The guy I used to always have beef with in high school, I won't say his name, but we in our 40s. We in the 50s. 20-some years later, his daughter and my son are like this.
Oh, wow.
He don't know, and I don't know.
Wow.
So when my son say, Daddy, this is
wow.
this Coco, and I'm like, Coco.
Wow.
Then she tells her daddy, like, this is great. You see?
Just like one full circle, man.
So it was just like,
But then when you pull back the layers of what you were really beefing with them before about, a lot of that stuff, you look back at it, it was foolishness in the first place.
I wouldn't let dudes tell me not to come to your neighborhood and mess with y'all girls. That's what it was. Don't tell Grady, don't come over and mess with our girls. Bet I'll be over there. Don't do that. You know, I'm 15, 16 years old, right?
Stand on business, Grady.
Right,
Stand on business.
So, and it was y'all that, let me tell you, L.A. fucked Chicago up for like 3 years. And I'm finna tell you, Boys in the Hood and Menace, they used to tell the movie theaters used to be a brawl, bro.
But then you forgot about New Jack City was in that in between.
But
and New Jack City
we
was
won 10. When we saw Boys in the Hood, that's when the mob started going nuts. That's when the mob started going when y'all.
But John Singleton, man, like rest in peace to John.
Yeah,
John was on to something to where it was the first time people had a window seat into the lives of how we grew up and the culture of what was going on. Because before, we would see the black exploitation movies, we see Superfly, we see the Mac, but you had never seen how these young boys ended up being NWA, or how they ended up being Dr. Dre, or how they ended up being Suge. So then they gave you a window to where it was like, this is what has produced this.
Gotcha.
And then when you got a chance to see it firsthand, I never forget, man, I was a student I was at Morehouse College, and mandatory reading was Monster Cody. And Monster Cody's story, he wrote a book, and his words were so eloquent, but by being mandatory reading, because I was the only dude from LA in the class, I became the authority of all things Los Angeles. So the professor,
you didn't want it, but they gave it to you.
Would be like, so Mr. Shepherd, is this authentic? Did this really happen? And I was like, yep, because I got chased home from school myself, and this happened, and then I became an authority, and it really helped me with my, because at Morehouse, not only do you have the men, because Morehouse is all boys school, but you also had girls from Spelman, from Clark, and all of them in the class. So when I became the authority, it really increased my my fishing capabilities.
There you go. So in high school, the teacher, Miss Ross, she actually saved my life by saying, "Hey, you pretty gifted, right?" Which was
she spoke into you.
I was home ec teacher. Remember home ec? We used to have home ec.
You had home ec, man. Don't tell nobody. You ain't tough if you got home ec.
I had home ec, so she said.
But that's how you learned how to cook.
Yes, sir.
In home ec. Yeah, that's dope.
So she was, she called my parents. It was like, this guy here, this, that, another. And they was like, hold on, but when you come to, parent-teacher conference, he's a senior, he's on the gang file. My mom and dad are like, what? And then, I came there, and it was a brawl with my son, God's sister, Daddy, and I had the school. He had the school, so we, it was like 86 kids
that were involved in
got expelled
because of
Ray Grady.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I just put a call in, and the high school was surrounded. My sister, nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Nobody knew that you already were affiliated.
Because I was a class clown, jokester. playing around.
And what got you that mad that you made that call?
They tried to jump me Thursday, and then when I put the call in, they came to school Friday morning, and then they called my mother, and then so.
Did you get kicked out that school?
No.
Because you called people up.
We
there,
fought. Me and him actually fought. We was on camera, Mr. Tandy. Me and him fighting. We actually fight. Mickey Halstead, who's behind G Herbo.
Oh, wow.
We back-to-back fighting none but four corner hustlers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is no bull. Yeah, Mickey was Grady right here, Mick on the other shoulder, and we fighting like 40 foes. Getting busy, me and
Did
him.
they get the best of y'all? You can tell the truth now. Like, it's 40 dudes. You ain't no action hero, so I'm sure you got some.
I mean, it was lumps and bruises, but
Yeah.
remember.
I mean, but you were still standing at the end of the fight.
No stumping, nothing like that. And then you got to understand, I was so cool. I had Vice Lords fighting these dudes. I had BDs fighting these. I had a big situation.
Because everybody rock with you.
That's it. I didn't say, yeah, let's get it, but it was just like, oh, you know what I mean? But then once the police got involved, once superintendent of the schools got involved, then you kind of like, this is not going to be good.
No, it ain't.
So a lot of my friends, a lot of my guys that were fighting got expelled. Got really expelled, and I didn't. So I went to, I graduated, and,
But when you hear stuff like that, you just think that God is guarding your life. Like, he got a course, and it's a course that you need to travel, that you got to be on. So he allows you to stay the course when it ain't everybody's course. Yeah. So the people that got expelled, you had a mission that you had to complete. And who knows, had that never happened the way it happened, who knows if you would be here now. Yeah. Or be in L.A. doing the stuff that you're doing now. Not saying that you wouldn't be here, but who's to know if your journey would have went that way.
My barber, Mike Miller, actually was the guy that said, if you do not pursue stand-up, you cannot come in here and get your hair cut by me, ever.
And it was plain and clear, like he really told you this. And how old were you when that happened?
I had 27. I started stand-up, I was 28, so I was like 27. I was a boy, trying to become a man. I had 3 children. I was married at the time. And he was just like, Ray, listen, you got a gift. I know you with all that. You got a gift, nigga. And I was like, all right, And then he was serious. And then he came through. He said, man, I got the new Jeep Wrangler. Let me show you. Like, we don't drive Jeep Wranglers in Chicago. What are you doing with this trash truck? But that was the send-off. We outside his shop. It's like, if you do not go and exploit what God gave you, we done.
Are you still cool with him to this day?
Love him to death, bro.
I love him.
He's at every show.
So look, tell me this. In L.A.,
yes, sir.
Making the transition from coming, like I saw a special the other day, and it was talking about, I think it was Mike Epps was telling his journey and how he got to Los Angeles. And he told about a little bit of how it worked. With you, once you got that with Jay Anthony and you got that situation going, how did that, what was the biggest opportunity that came from that?
Oh, First Amendment. That was the only show I wanted to do in stand-up. So First Amendment came, shout out to Carlton Davidson. I thought he was the biggest liar in the world, bro. So I got here. He had all his DC buddies, and they were, ex-comics and producers and writers and all this shit. And then Carlton was like, ain't nobody funnier than that dude from Chicago, Grady. Ain't nobody funnier. So they like, we don't know him. So J. Anthony Brown and those guys arranged the showcase. And that dude said, hey, man, they want you to audition. It's 53 comics. We're going to be at Sarah's in the Valley. J. Anthony Brown was like, I'll be there. It was like 55 comics. They put me up 6th. I went up 6th.
You went up 6 out of 55? Wow.
And mind you, that was the only show I ever wanted to do, Jaime. I didn't want to do no other TV shows. Stand-up wise, only wanted First Amendment. That was it. So
not Comic View, or none of that stuff?
That, bro. I wanted for a stand-up, First Amendment.
For me, I thought that the main one was that Def Jam comedy. If you got on that,
I wasn't.
That was before your era.
That was before, yes, absolutely. So let's say it this way: we had Buddy Lewis was the host. He was the host of Sarah's, and I was sitting right there, all the comics in the back making all the noise. I'm sitting like I'm a patron, because I really want to do my set and get up out of here. Plus, I had just moved to LA, so I had a real big chip on my shoulder. You see how you looking right now? I used to look at everybody. How you looking at me right now? I mean, like they be like, "Oh, he a comedian." I ain't trust people. I mean, I seen Skid Row. I should have never went to Skid Row. The reason why I went to Skid Row because I want to see I want to see what LA was about. I already know what the black.
All the people that were chasing dreams that didn't fulfill their dreams.
They down there. So I went there and was like, "Oh,
I can't believe you did that though. Most people wouldn't do that."
Yeah, no. If we're gonna do when everybody say I'm from the bottom, let's do it. Let's see what this is really about, because you and I both, we had parents, right? But we actually get along with the have-nots more than we get along with the dudes that have parents.
But we bilingual.
All day.
We can move in both circles and
they can't.
Comfortable.
And they be like, "Man, Jaime, would you help me with this?" You be like, "Oh man, who is that?" I might know the guy. You know, you put up a phone call or whatever. So I learned that from just saying, okay, you know what? This is a gift, right? No problem. But this is how you can feed and take care of, my sons or myself. So the Popeyes, eating at Sharky's.
But what did your girl say when you said you had a girl and 3 kids and you decided you're going to leave there and come to LA?
You talking about when I was married?
Yeah, so you saying when you left to come to LA, you weren't with the kids.
Married, yeah.
You weren't with her no more.
No.
But you still had 3 kids.
Yeah.
So
I brought my sons out here.
But you brought them out here. So when you were sleeping on the couch, they were on the couch.
No, not yet. I had to get.
Yeah, you had to get situated.
Had to learn how to, see what I was gonna do in LA. And once I figured out, like, okay, Mr. Brown is, okay, my hotel is $312 a week. They only supposed to let you stay there 30 days.
Yeah.
They let me stay 2.5 years.
Oh wow.
I just switched rooms. Quiet. That white man he was from Romania. I'll never get him. Mr. Ed. Jaime, right when I met you, I used to walk to Shiz.
See, I
didn't have a car.
I
didn't have a car until 2015.
Oh, you was walking to the Melrose to the shop?
Public transportation in my 30s. You hear me?
See how bad you wanted it though.
Well, I mean, I what is it we want? If you ask yourself, what is it you want, right? So let's say it this way, OG.
I say, people ask me that all the time. I just want to be happy.
There you go, right? So let's say my thing was eating. I just wanted to eat.
Necessities.
That's it. Let me just, if I'm funny for tonight, what I can eat or go Ralph's?
Yeah.
Go to Ralph's. I know how to cook. Get a hot plate. I already know what to do. Water, we good. I don't need the soda. I don't need it. I don't need it. So I said, okay, well, what is it that you want? All right, any show I want to do, I pay myself by eating. And it's like one meal. So if I went to Ruth Chris or if I went to freaking Popeyes, I did it.
You did it.
That's it. Then you say, okay, how do you get creative? By not overextending yourself to people that you know that's never going to do the same for you. That's why a person, like you said, it's not D-Ray, it's not, Deion Cole. They be like, you never heard of this guy. They have. I walk my own path.
And you're the person that everybody's seen, but a lot of times they don't recognize where they've seen you from. So
right.
Like when you see house husbands.
Yeah.
The housewives, what was it? The
Hollywood husbands of
yeah.
I get tongue tied with it too.
Whenever
real husbands of Hollywood. That's
real husbands of Hollywood. Yeah. Like you see that and you're on there. And then you see the other day I'm looking at a show with Big Ja. Big Ja had a thing and you were playing a detective.
Tell me, baby.
So when I look at stuff like that, I always see you in different places, but a lot of people are like, who is he? And then all of a sudden you see him all the time, but you're one of those faces that you identify, but a lot of times you're trying to figure out who they are.
Yeah. And that's a bad and a good spot to be in. The reason why it's bad is because, talent doesn't travel. Funny doesn't travel.
Funny doesn't travel.
It doesn't. Because if you did, everybody would be like, oh, okay, cool. Because I work in a business where who wants to tell somebody else that this guy is dope? And they don't have their hands in it. So 90% of the comics, you be like, oh man, why he on the show? Or why he not on the show? And then you sit back and look at the dudes and they like, oh, he trash.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I get it. So now you have to say, I have to do everything by myself. I have to go find this place. I have to go find the videographer.
But I also believe that God blocks people from helping you so that at the end of it all, only person that can get the glory is him.
I believe that.
It can't be, you can't say so-and-so did it or so-and-so did it, because like Scripture talk about how God is a jealous God. Sometimes he want to take all the credit for himself. So in your journey, people weren't helping you, and it wasn't because they didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It was because God had a different plan on your life.
Yeah.
So like when you were, what was it, the sixth person to go out of 50 comedians?
53
53 to do the thing that you wanted to do?
For 3 minutes.
What was the outcome? How did that end?
I got First Amendment. I got the TV show. So bad that the host, Doug Williams, it was actually his show. He just licensed Martin licensed his name to, right? I wanted the head nod for Martin. That's what the whole thing was about, right? So we didn't film in LA, we didn't film in Chicago, we filmed in DC. I used to live there when I was married. That's my home, right? So
Chocolate City.
So I'm like, oh, where we filming at? Faison Love. That's another dude that was like, come on. So I'm with him. We down in Atlanta. He said, hey, man, how you feel? This how we going to do it on the road? I'm like, oh, gee, thank you for the opportunity. He picked me up from my hotel. Y'all had just had the 2008 GMC Denali, the big burgundy, the stretch one.
Yeah.
He came and picked me up at Yucca and Cahuenga, and we drove all the way to Atlanta.
Oh, you drove to Atlanta?
So with him, he
wow.
wanted to show me on the road.
Yeah.
And then I get the call from my management like, yo, you got First Amendment. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
I was like, don't do that. And then they was just like, wait a minute.
I can imagine just you saying that and the pause after you said it, I could feel like how important that moment was to you, because all your hard work, like all your hard work, all the dreams, all the things that you've been building, it was a lead up to this. But then after that, then you got to set a new goal.
Yeah. Because I think, first of all, you have to, when I told him, and this ain't even a part of it, he just flew me first class.
Wow. Wow.
He flew me first class.
Man, that's love, man. That's love.
So
that's love. And it's dope that being a man, you could go in and you can give credit to where credit is due. Because a lot of people act like they built this, that they're on. But the fact that
I had a lot of help.
Yeah.
I had a lot of help, bro.
Yeah.
But he, no bullshit, I mean, he was.
And he gets such a bad rap. And the fact that this is the first time I've ever seen.
That's all, man.
But this is the first time I've seen someone really show a different side of him, to where they show how he impacted their life. And I think that's dope, bro.
He took me he paid me. March Madness had just came. He had a show in Birmingham, and he just talked music. He didn't talk stand-up. And he didn't know. He asked me what my family did, and I told him. And when he found out what my father was, and he was like, why you ain't? I said, I don't know. My daddy was a big wig for Ebony and Jet, and I never used his name ever. But the people that was like, Ray Grady, wait a minute, there's a Grady. Like, yeah, I'm his son. They like, get the and I'm like, yeah, but so he just took to me. He's like, come in, and then we gonna do the show, and I got that call. Oh man, goodness.
Oh man, I'm getting chills just hearing you talk about it, because that's one of them life-changing moments that, man, it changed you. But look at the setup though. How you go from making the connections and building all of this, and then you're doing this time with a dude that's looking out for you, and then you get it to where it lets you know that your labor wasn't in vain.
Right. And
people get the hardest thing for a comedian or anybody is that people get you and people feel you.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin wasn't the greatest singer because her voice was the greatest, but when she spelled respect, you gave it to her because you felt it coming from her soul. When Mary J. Blige did No More Drama, you could tell she done been through some drama. So I just think that's the beautiful part about this whole story, is that it was one of the first moments that you really see that people really respect your gift.
Yeah, he did that, and then when I actually got to the show, I mean, when he flew me to DC, he told me what to do in first class because I was really uncomfortable, Jaime, no joke. And the lady leaned over and she said, "What you want?" I'm like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, because you think they're gonna charge you for it.
I'm thinking they finna tell me to move. That's what I'm worried about, moving.
Yeah.
Just put me to the back. I'm
Yeah.
cool with coach.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you say that. So it was Delta. I never forget it. Never forget it, bro. And then I get to the theater, and Martin and his team, they walked through, and he just kind of was just looking he was like, "What a new cat's at?" He just came in the room, and I'm just sitting there I'm looking at the nigga like I'm mad, but I'm really like, nigga, oh, wait.
All right.
Wait.
Yeah.
So, and I made a statement even performing because I wore a Marine jacket from the Marines. It's a Marine, what is it, a blue dress jacket.
Yeah.
And I wore that. You know, I came out on stage and I looked up, and that nigga was standing up. He was like this. He was doing like this the whole time. And then when I was getting into my material, he was just like, and he pointed, and I was like, done. And I wrapped it up, did the set. Then they was like, Martin want to meet you. And I'm like, cool, go meet him. So what's up, OG? He was like, you funny, bro. I was like, appreciate it.
Yeah. Tell me this.
Hmm?
When you get the nod to do the First Amendment, how do you come up with the material for that show?
I was already perfecting it from Chicago to LA. So I've been doing that set 2005. When I actually did the show was 2008. So I had 3 years of pressure. Like I already had it. I already had the set. Usually they'll say, send your jokes in, we'll look them over. We ain't doing none of that. I was always a rebel in the entertainment business because of Patrice Russian's story, the Sly family. I know everybody's story.
Yeah.
Because Ebony, I know what to do.
Yeah.
So
if you know history, it won't repeat itself.
So I'm like, nah, that's okay. You'll see it when they get there. Or, I didn't say give it to someone else because to me, then that would be, that would kind of go against what I was trying to do it for, Jaime. And then, but when I had the material, I already worked on it 3 years, bro. I already had 3 years in it. And then from there, the TV shows just start coming. He was like, hey, we want him on here. We want him on here. Kevin and them had one mic stand at the Avalon, and then I did that. And then
was First Amendment like American Idol and these other platforms that once they give you an opportunity, they connect to anything after you do for that?
No one. Okay. No stand-up unless it was Last Comic Standing. That was it. Okay. And those are white shows. Okay. And so my audience is black people. See, I'm not the dude that's going to be like, I'm want a crossover appeal. Crossover will come to you if they like you. So I learned national branding by doing commercials out here. And so I was with CBS, and then CBS was like, get these commercials and let me show you what to do. Got me an agent, and learn how to win the room. How you win the room is you be yourself. So you'll have cats, you go into a audition. All the actors is running their lines. Grady ain't doing none of that shit. I'll wait till I get in the room. What up, OG? What up, Auntie? Bet. We ready? And they like, damn. Who is this? Yeah, I ain't afraid. Because you already know what you like, right? So what the fuck I'm finna do? I'm not calling you sir. You're not my dad. I'm not calling you, you know what I mean? So there's a level of hierarchy, and then you have to almost like, we been here. If you say, hey, G, we getting in the Bentley. If you say I'm with you in the Bentley, I should act like I've been here before. I shouldn't be like, what do we do? You like, hey, you're gonna feel uncomfortable as the person that's being the host to the person that just don't have it. Like, hey man, hey, and so it's like you bring some of your celebrity friends around your friends, and then your friends is making the celebrities uncomfortable. You like, I'm enough. They people. They bleed. They cry. They eat. They shop. They a daddy. They a mom. Relax. Yeah. This ain't God. This is, This is, you know what I mean? This is Charlie Murphy. You know what I mean?
Funny you say that. I remember a time when I brought Tupac to my neighborhood, and he got around some of the homies, and the homies were so excited, but they didn't know how to act. And they were trying Tupac, and
he different.
I stood back because I wanted to see how Tupac was gonna handle it before I jumped in. And then when I saw how he handled it like a player, I was like, Yeah, he a real one,
Yeah,
and I got all kind of respect for him.
Yeah.
But tell me this: so they said, I read somewhere the other day. It said, if you want to find out who a person is, ask them who God is in their life. And if a person says he's like a thief in the night and he's coming to take sinners to hell and he's coming to do all this, that's not who God is. That's who they are.
True.
So my thing is, for me, understanding a comedian and understanding you, what's your Mount Rushmore of comedians? Because if you tell me who your Mount Rushmore of comedians are, it'll tell me who Ray Grady is.
Oh, that's very easy. That's very easy. Ron White, Moms Mabley.
You got to say who they are because a lot of the audience might
Oh,
not
they
know
don't.
who they
Okay.
are.
So you want me to tell them who they are? And
I just want you to say who they are. Yeah.
Ron White, he was on the Blue Collar comedy tour, right? Red Fox. Red Fox is Sanford and Son. He has 500 comedy albums, right? Moms Mabley, sister. She went both ways. Nobody knew it, but she was a gorilla. She used to perform with her teeth out her mouth. She was dope.
Yeah.
She was dope.
But how'd you get turned on her? Because it's not really our era. But
if you're a comic historian and you learn, you have to learn how to be funny.
Because I could say Red Fox is our era.
It is our era.
Yeah. And
we the last.
We got the reruns of it. Yeah, we got the reruns.
Yeah, we the last stuff.
That.
Yeah.
But we also got what's the name? Like we got the others. But who's your other one? It's 4.
Oh, quick, Louis Black.
No, Richard Pryor.
See what people. Here's the difference. Let's just say it this way. That's political. Most comics,
it's the thing to say.
Nobody even know who. If I said you like Godfrey Cambridge, you gonna be like, who is that?
Yeah.
But you seen Cotton Goes to Harlem, right?
Yeah.
It's Godfrey Cambridge.
Yeah.
You seen 5 on the Black Hand Side?
Yeah.
Godfrey Cambridge. Right? So if you had Lenny Bruce, anybody that's social and was like, I do shit my way. F you. We do it our way.
What was specialty about Red Fox?
Oh man, he didn't get his due.
But what made him attractive to you to be on your Mount Rushmore?
Wow. You ever seen him perform? Besides the chain smoking the cigarette.
And just the raunchies. Like he said the stuff that I remember my mother wouldn't let me listen to his albums because he cursed too much on the album. So I had to wait till my mother and father were at church. And I would play the album remember you had the TV in the center?
The floor model.
And you had the TV in the center, but you had a record player on this side and the radio on this side.
With the speaker.
And I dropped that album, and man, we'd have so much fun. But as soon as we heard that car pull in the driveway,
turn it off.
We playing some Hawkins Family.
Well, if you watch him, he's the first comic to look cool on stage. One rope, just a smooth little gold medallion, nothing gaudy. He might have a
big pinky ring, a drink in his hand, sunglasses.
Like he had the flyest frames ever, and they was just like small. You'll be like, wait a minute, and then he had his cigarettes and he drinking Chivay Regal.
I don't even know.
That's Scotch.
Yeah, I remember on Sanford Son he drank Ripple. So,
so Ron White, the white boy that I say I like, that's why. He mimics that.
Oh, he mimics Red Fox.
Not just his cadence. He'll smoke his cigarette. Now he smokes cigars. You ever smoke a cigar? Put it on stage, and he'll sip his scotch and get his material. Ron White is a gorilla. White boy.
How do you feel the nonverbal communication goes along in comedy? So, like, it's not necessarily, I know, like, for me, the reason that I say that Richard Pryor was great is because you could turn the sound off and just look at his face. And you'll laugh just looking at his gestures and his mannerisms because he's so animated. How did you feel that those nonverbals contribute to being funny? Do you believe that, or you believe you don't have to have nonverbal to be funny?
No. One thing Mike Epps said, if you're gonna be funny, you can be funny in the gas station. Always remember that. If you are funny. So let's just say he's the one that they pushing. They not pushing the others. Because the other ones is like, not like we better than Richard, but this guy would come out when he did JoJo Dancer. He naked. It's not funny. not funny.
But Bill Cosby will make the faces, and you will laugh at the faces.
Bill Cosby also was. They both are energetic. Remember, let's do it the right way. Richard idolized Bill. See, people forget Bill Cosby was the dude.
Order, yeah.
Hey, I want to be like that guy, man. I want to be like him. So how do we be fearless like him? And he don't even curse. So the next genius to him, 30 years after that, Sinbad. He don't even curse. And will be wrecking the room. With just having fun.
Yeah.
Right? So if we're looking at all of these versions of comics, I always look at stand-up. You want to talk about nonverbal? Laughter and people should be universal. So everything is now subjective. So if I say, hey, man, you like physical comedy, is it funny? They might say, hey, man, I like the way this person write. I only want to listen to that person because they don't know stand-up. Stand-up should be like, did you laugh? Did you think about it a little bit? I bet. But if you just like, well, I just want to listen to him because his POV is cerebral. It's not stand-up.
Yeah.
The joke is
so with
educate and then have.
With Dick Gregory and Dave Chappelle, with them being intellectual comedians, where do you rate them?
Oh,
because they're teaching while they're making you laugh.
Well, if we want to do social, then you would have to put Dick as the OG.
Godfather.
Nobody beats him. Nobody beats him. No one beats him because when he did it, and then he got ousted, and then he came back in the 70s and still rock. Genius. Because just look at, let's say you say your friends, right? So imagine these are your friends. I want you to know Grady's your friend, E's your friend, Shear's your friend, and then you got your buddies in the street. But look at his friends. Ralph Abernathy, Bill Russell, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King.
That's heavy.
Sam
Yeah,
Cooke.
that's heavy. Yeah, that's heavy.
Friends.
Yeah.
Medgar Evers.
Yeah.
Malcolm. These are his friends. We eat together.
And you finding humor in ugly
pain.
situations. In ugly situations to keep the world laughing instead of tearing stuff up.
Right?
Yeah.
Going the other way.
Yeah.
Right? So if you look at just now, I'm glad you asked that question. Just look at his friends.
That's deep though.
Look at his friends.
That's deep.
Not like because we're in the industry. No. This is the migration of greatness. These are
evolution.
Watch this. You all right, you got your okay, where's Miles? Miles there too? He friends, bro.
Yeah, what a rich time to come up in. And Sammy and, all these people were people that he had on speed dial. So you're right.
When Emmett Till got killed, when Martin, got assassinated, Red Fox is doing his album and he's crying over the material.
I got to see that. I've never seen that footage.
You never see it, you'll hear it.
It's the hood footage. You can hear him.
You will hear it.
That's rich.
So let's just say if you're talking about something, people don't want to hear you. People don't want to hear you. So now it's almost like comedy has turned into this. Me.
Me. And that's what a lot of comedians built themselves on.
I did it on my own. You be like, yeah.
So look, tell me this in closure. Whenever I end the episode, I ask that person, in closing, what's your last word? Like if you could inspire someone that's on the other side of this and they're watching this.
Oh, wow.
What kind of inspirational word would you give them that would bring light to the dark times that we live in? Like what's something that you've survived or something you've dealt with or something that's helped you get out that maze that you found yourself in? Because, it ain't all sunshine days.
No. Well, I'll tell anybody to get out, let's say if it's the dark, I lost my mom 3 years ago, lost my dad 2 years. 2 days for my birthday, 10 years ago now, May 9th. My daddy was May 7th. Mother was January 22nd.
We shared that. We both lost our parents.
So just imagine you have no counsel. Any comic that says, hey, man, You don't have no counsel when you don't have mom and daddy no more. So you have rage meets gift. Hopefully it turns into prosperity. Hopefully you become prosperous. So what do you do with the rage? You can't go get the money. You can't burn the buildings down. You can't go run into the banks. And you need this. This is really what you need. You don't have it. So your rage, have it, keep it, but know how to control it. If you want to do stand-up and you saying, man, how do I get my energy out? Look in the mirror. Don't listen to anybody give you advice on what you should do by, you just starting. There's no right time. You just have to do it. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, this is the perfect. Go do it. I did it. Everybody that's got on stage.
You got to take some losses, too.
Everybody's done it. You don't know until you jump off the porch. That's the real jump off the porch. Forget the street shit. You want to be great, jump off the porch. Your family will absolutely be right behind you, whether you mess up or you do well, right? The only thing is consistency. I remember my father, and then we can wrap it up. I remember my daddy, when he saw me on TV, he said, you ain't tell me you was doing stand-up, son. I said, no, Daddy, I didn't. He said, well, you made me and everybody else a liar because we didn't think it was going to work. And I was like, I'm proud of you.
I love that.
I was like, oh, man, I done made it.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Fathers,
Yeah.
boys don't never get their daddy. They be like, I'm proud of you,
Just
son.
stand
On some G shit, you know what I mean? Not to
Yeah.
brag, but I try to tell any young boy, you can borrow a father just by the man telling you across the street. You say, what's up? Because we all we got. You know, we the last. We all we got. Whether it's I'm a daddy, you a daddy, he a daddy. So if it's all the daddies get together, you got kids, I got kids, you got kids, and then we just talk about experiences. But when you talk about leaving the nest to actually go provide and say, hey, I want to get $1 million home in Los Angeles.
And be able to do it. Yeah.
And be able to do it. Or you live in Long Beach or Kansas City.
I love that. Wherever it is.
Wherever it is. And you just bet on yourself.
So your last word is bet on yourself. I love that. But before I close, you said something that I want to comment on.
Okay.
Is that we both lost our mothers and our fathers. And the thing that I'm learning is all the stuff that they sold in us, when they die, comes alive after they transcend. So now we become what they were to us, to other people.
True.
And I believe that's just the evolution of life, to where now, because I don't have the crutch of them, I got to walk on my own and become them. And it's crazy. I see myself as my mother. I see myself as my father. I look in the mirror and I see them. And I think that's the beautiful part of this life, is when you have people that are that important, that you love them so much, and you want to make them proud, and you want to do stuff to know that they're smiling from heaven looking at you.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
And then you wake up and you like, I'm finna call them, and
Yeah.
they never pick up.
All right. Thank you, brother, man.
All day
I appreciate you
Appreciate
rocking
it,
with me, man. We didn't get too funny. We got too deep. Next time we come,
go
we
like
just
this.
go.
Remember,
Next time
comedy
we
is
go,
like
we
this.
just gonna be funny, man. Because I don't need to get all this deep stuff, man. Had me crying, had you crying, had some moments we couldn't do nothing.
Nah, man, we
But
human.
still, man, we were supposed to show people the funny side. So, man, thank you for
Nah,
rocking.
love,
with me,
man. Appreciate you having me coming out, man.
Thank you.
Salute.